Okay, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's race 3, round 1 of the V8 League, and I've got my good friend Dave Evans here to join me in the commentary box. How are you, Dave?
Yeah, not too bad, Shane. Yourself?
Not too bad, mate. We're looking forward to the third race. This should be an absolute belter. 26 laps. The rain's gone away, so it's a dry race. Here we go, engines rising. And they're off, and Scott Flack's got a good run on the outside. Will Craig Broadbent come up on the inside and try and squeeze him out? No, he doesn't. Two abreast through turn 1, heavy braking into turn 2.
If on the inside, he's through.
Oh, Broadbent's got the good run, but Scott Flack's kept the momentum on the outside. Oh, Craig Broadbent's just lost it in the tail, and Harrison Tebb's coming up the inside now. Will he get... Oh, they've come together. Harrison Tebb and Craig Broadbent side by side. Looks like Tebb's caught it and Broadbent's through, and you can see the rest of the field coming through now. So it's a top 3. Scott Flack leading us out. Further back, it's Sean Stafford, Brad Martin, Bryce Royal has moved up a spot, and David Baker's dropped a couple of spots there on the start. That's Eli Newman down the back, but we'll go back up the front. Looks like Scott Flack just trying to settle in now. Harrison Tebb in P2. Oh, he gets it loose as well. Well, two groups starting to form now. You can see on the shot there. Oh, Tebb just trying to get up right up the backside of Scott Flack, giving him pressure as they go down the main straight. We can see Harrison Tebb just closing in on turn 1. Oh, almost running wide there on the second lap of the race. As they take us through turn 2, Tebb really getting on those, on the rears there. I think he's running the harder compound, so is Scott Flack. Craig Broadbent on the softer compound for this race. Now the rain's gone. Craig's just dropping back now. He's looking like he's either looking after those tyres or he's finding it hard to get the temps in. It's quite hard to do here, Dave.
Yeah, it's not like pulling some kind of a lead, like he's actually pulling away from Harrison Tebb. But Craig's still hanging in there, so this could be still for a couple more laps. So, and Harrison with another big slide, trying to keep up with Scott Flack, and he's doing everything he can. But Scott Flack's just, just controlling the race from the front.
And we've got further back, it's Brad Martin getting up the back of Sean Stafford, trying to squeeze him out there. But Sean, in his rookie race with us, I know he's been... Oh, and he's just clipped Sean Stafford going to the infield there as Brad Martin goes through. Sean's dropped back a few spots now.
And Bryce has gone through on the inside as a result of that mistake.
So it looks like Brad Martin and David Baker back together, and Sean's going to been on fire all night, so he'll spend the rest of the race trying to get back up towards the front as he's currently in P7. We'll go back up the front, see what the boys are doing there. Oh, it looks like Broadbent and Tebb come together, or something happened with Broadbent. We can't see exactly what happened there. I think that was just a mistake from Craig getting it loose and going to the infield, getting on the grass, losing some grip and a bit of time to the front too. So he's now just settling into P3. Bradley Martin got David Baker on the backside at the moment. We see Baker just getting up nice and close under braking. Bradley Martin doing a good job for Team Navy. Baker trying to get up the inside, get a good run on coming out of the hairpin there.
David needs to run at it onto the straight here if he's going to have any chance of getting past Bradley Martin into.
You can see him closing up a little bit, trying to get in the draft down the main straight. It is quite a long straight. They do almost max out 6th gear, but they'll drop it back into 5th just to get the apex on turn 1. It's a heavy sweeping lateral corner. As the race goes on, the tyres will wear out, and that'll be a lot harder to do. As Martin just overshoots turn 2, losing a spot to David Baker. There he goes. And that's Baker taking the position, moving up into P4 at the moment, relegating Martin back into P5. And we've got Sean Stafford still trying to get past Bryce Royal. Bryce Royal doing an awesome job for the Monster Team Energy car. Currently in P6 ahead of Sean Stafford. Eli Newman further back. It's his first V8 race with us tonight. So he's coming to grips with the heavier car. His last race with us was with a British touring car. So he's just running wide, just not getting used to the weight of the car and how much braking it requires. And we've got Scott Fitzsimons in the Ned Whiskey entry as well, currently circulating P8.
And Craig's actually caught back up again to the so we're back to that for the race lead. So this is just going to get more exciting as we go along.
Nice and spicy as we've got Teb in the middle going down the main straight. Now it's a drag race. Three-line astern coming across it, maxing out 270. Teb trying to go up the inside, probably getting balked a bit by Scott Flack looking after his tyres. Teb had a good run, and now Broadbent's trying to capitalise up the inside, locking up, just tapping Teb, and Teb's literally got back on the gas to keep the car settled, which he does, and he hasn't lost any time, has he?
It's a lot different. Exactly entered a lot worse than what it was, but Teb was lucky to hold that second spot. Slight contact by Craig.
Yeah, it's race on, and Broadbent's really putting pressure on Teb at the moment. Teb's been on fire tonight. He's been giving us the fastest laps of the race, and also through practice and quali, really dominating here in the wet especially. But now it's dried out, it's evened out a bit. The two front runners are on the hard compound, as I said before, and Craig's running the soft. Can Craig make the softs last for 26 laps? It's a long way to go.
Yeah, Harrison Ted really into those, trying to catch up to Scott Flack, and then even have a chance of trying to get past him. So you can see how much Harrison Ted is really concentrating and trying to get that race lead from Scott.
We see on a drone cam down the main straight. We'll try and get further up to see if we can see where Craig Broadbent is and where the gaps are closing and who's stronger. Oh, you can see the strips. Harrison Teb's leaving as he tries to get through turn 2. The headlights are coming on to the back of Teb's car as we've got Broadbent reminding Teb that he's not too far away, and Baker's starting to catch the group in P4.
No, David Baker could definitely not for a race. If he keeps nailing in those laps, that could be a part of his battle in the next couple of laps.
We'll see where Brad Martin is. I think he's still in P4.
Yeah, he's dropped back a little bit from David Baker.
No, looks like he's currently in P5 at the moment, so that's not bad. And there's Baker just in front. So this could be a five-way battle if the battle up front starts to trip over each other and slow themselves down, because it's showing that these two are really catching at a great... There's Craig Broadbent. We can just see them going through the roundabout. Broadbent making the move up into P2. Will Teb let him stay out there, or will he try and get that... Oh, he's just tripped over the curbs, using everything he's got to keep the car under control.
And I think that's going to affect his run and speed down the main straight, so he's going to have to sit behind Craig.
Absolutely. Just settle in, get back in your rhythm, let Craig go. It's you've got to look after those tyres if you're going to save a pit stop as he goes through turn 1 at 260 kilometres an hour. You see the front's really working, just gets in the grass, but manages to keep it as Craig Broadbent's now in P2. Scott Flack's doing a great job out front, isn't he?
Yeah, Scott Flack is doing a marvellous job out front. We'll see what kind of challenge Craig can give to Scott, then we'll see what kind of pressure he can put on that race lead, and we'll see what happens between these two in the next couple of laps.
So we're on the 6th lap at the moment. We've got 20 to go. It's a long way to go. These guys are pumping out the 127s, 128s at the moment. So that's great race pace. Not too sure if we can keep up with that throughout the whole race, but time will tell. We'll tell in 20 more laps.
Yeah, these guys are going to make that fast, and they're going to have to race to the end, especially if they need to make that move where it counts the most.
Where's Harrison Tebb gone? He's dropped off the back a bit in the clutches of David Baker.
Yeah, so David Baker's really putting it in these last laps. As you can see, he's catching up to the Tebb. Harrison Tebb just needs to remain his focus and start nailing some of those laps.
He's running a bit wide there coming onto the main straight, using all of the off-ramp, the concrete. We just see Martin in the background just getting the tail loose coming onto the main straight. He can see the two guys getting together and he's wanting to join the party, so it won't be too long before he's on the back of this group. Flack and Broadbent still out front on lap 7. Looks like Harrison's dropping off a little bit more on the back. We'll go through the field again, see how Sean's going.
He's in his way down the main straight.
So
and then someone's just come into the pits at the background there.
I can see Bryce Royals just dived in, Monster Energy car. Bit early for a new set of boots. It's only lap 7. Not too sure if he's serving a penalty or not. Maybe he's cut the track a bit too much, but that's going to relegate him down as Scott Fitzsimons on the Ned Whiskey Energy. Ned Whiskey entry comes through turn 2.
Scott Fitzsimons with a bit of a track now, so he's got some clear air, he's got clear space in front, so we'll see what kind of lap times he can put on this current lap or in the next couple at least.
I've got to tell you, Dave, Scott's actually now working for Ned Whiskey, so you could call that a company car for him.
Yeah, I can't say that I've tried Ned Whiskey before, but I'll definitely have to give it a try.
Yeah, anyone listening or watching, you definitely got to give it a drop. I think Scott's mentioned that he may be able to swindle some samples for us.
Yeah, I love a sample.
Any whiskey is a good whiskey, isn't it?
That's it, you know.
Back up the front, it's Scott Flack and Broadbent still together.
Craig's actually given Scott a bit of a run for his money here. But see if Craig can get the car in the right position for that part on the inside or the outside, and then we can take that race lead from Scott. Scott's doing an amazing job to hold off Craig as long as he have, and Harrison Tebb at the beginning. But you can see how hard Craig's really trying to get that race lead.
He's trying to show the nose up the inside. Will he get it done on this lap? Oh, it's going to be side-by-side a drag race. Here we go, side-by-side coming out there. We've also got a lapped car just ahead of him. That's Eli Newman. And look at, that's Harrison Tebb and David Baker in the background as Broadbent's trying to go right round the outside. Scott Flack's just maintaining his line, but it's, this is
He's just slightly in
so
front at the moment.
close. See if we can see where Scott Flack is. He's just behind there, as you can see. Will he get up the inside? No, Craig Broadbent's done a great job. He's a bit stronger through turn 2, braking into turn. Scott Flack's trying to bring it up the inside. I swear Craig was going in a bit too hot, but he's managed to pull it up nicely, and we're coming up to the back markers now. Nicely done by Eli to let the drivers through. So there's Craig Broadbent up into P1, Scott Flack into P2, but I want to go back to... and Harrison Tebb, he's slid out just in front of David Baker, and that's what's happened. And there goes Bradley Martin as well. So Teb's not only lost the lead, but he's down into P5 at the moment. That's my calculation. Martin up into P4 and David Baker in P3.
Yeah, that was a pretty bad mistake by Harrison Teb. Just lost the rear of the car by the looks of things, and we'll see if we can make those places back up.
Yeah, we just caught the rear of that accident, so not much traction on the grass, so he's lost a bit of time there. Brad Martin circulating for Team Navy. We know he's racing at home, but we've just lost that feed to the vision in the driver cam. So we'll stick with this for now.
Yeah, this is a good battle we've got in here, Shane. And possibly four because they're catching up to whoever's in front of David Baker at the moment. Oh, it's Eli Newman.
Yeah, it's still Eli's doing a great job to move over for the lap cars. Oh, the faster cars, I should say. Bit awkward through turn 1, but Eli's got to take it. He doesn't need to get out of the way. Otherwise, he's going to find himself in trouble. And Harrison Teb's trying to come up the inside.
It's going to make it work.
Definitely makes it work. Brad Martin gave up a bit of time there to let Eli through, and I think Martin's just got the job done again. So that's great racing, these two. I haven't seen these two race together, but they're definitely showing the class of a V8 driver. And as Eli Newman just out brakes and goes straight ahead there. So David Baker just ahead of these two in the Racecentre Ford Mustang. He's trying to stay away. He's happy that the two behind him are battling out because he doesn't want to be part of that. He wants to just get going. But Bradley Martin's closing the gap now, I think. Just getting loose, coming out of the hairpin.
Yeah, you can see how hard Harrison Teb is really trying to make up for an earlier mistake by trying to get past these two and resume that he was in before he lost it. But Harrison Teb's just got to put down, nail those laps and try and make up time that these guys are not going as quick.
He is dropping further back too, so has he overcooked those tyres, you think?
Yeah, I think he has, because he has lost the back end on a couple of the corners, especially coming out of the exit. So I think for Harrison Teb, it might be, change those, on some fresh tyres, but these guys are still on the old ones. And then just nail those lap times to try and make up the time on the fresh tyres.
Well, we are on lap 11, so we're not quite halfway through, but we're close enough for him to do that because it'll give him more time to actually make use of the fresher tyres in cleaner air, like you said before. Looks like Craig's just stretching that lead now ahead of Scott Flack.
Yeah, Craig's absolutely flying at the moment. We'll see if Scott can keep up with Craig's pace at the moment. But Scott's a very good driver from what I've heard. So Scott's just, got to put his foot down, make no mistakes, nail those corners, and then we'll see if he can catch up to Craig.
Well, Scott Flack's our current Racecentre F1 champion for 2021. He's our reigning F1 champion, and he's won the last two, I think. So, and he's an accomplished driver in the other class as well. I think he's in he's leading the British Touring Car. He's in P2 at the moment. So whenever you see Scott Flack, you know he'll be up the front anytime soon. So it's stretching out a little bit. Just go through the field. Sean Stafford still down into P6. David Baker's in P3, and that's Bradley Martin close behind him in P4.
Also, Bradley Martin's caught up a little bit of David Baker. So David Baker can pull away from Bradley Martin and just not losing position.
As we're watching Martin trying to get up the inside, show the nose, upsetting Baker, but Teb's getting back on the back of this group. Coming up over now, dipping down into turn 4. We're watching Martin chasing David Baker at the moment. Oh! Just getting loose again. Bradley Martin really trying to catch David Baker, but he knows he's got to be patient. These cars are not forgiving at all. Baker doing a solid job. He's just punching out those lap times. And it's keeping Martin at bay, and Harrison Teb, who's been flying all night, he's struggling to stay with these two.
Yeah, one slight mistake and that can cost you V8 supercars. And that's not something you can afford when you've got a battle going on at the moment. So any slight mistake, and that's going to hurt you quite a bit in this race.
Yeah, and Eastern Creek or Sydney Motorsport Park really punishing on the front right. The degradation on this track really hurts these tyres, and to run softs throughout this race is not, I won't say not the smartest, but Baker's coming in a pit now.
He's going to get on those fresh tyres, and once he gets back up, he's going to start nailing some fast laps and then try and make up that time.
Yeah, it's lap 13, so we are halfway. He's definitely doing the 50-50 split, and if he gets in now, he'll be able to get a couple of hot laps in before he rejoins Martin, if Martin decides to come into the pits as well and swap his tyres out.
Yeah, I'm liking David Baker's strategy at the moment. I reckon he's played this well into his hands. And then when Bradley Martin and Harrison Tebb come in, David Baker should right be on the back of these two as they come back out from their pit stops. It'll be close, but we'll see what happens.
He was already in front, so he's not going to get the undercut as much, but I think he's just ensuring that he does come out back in front of these guys once they do pit. And but because he's pitted a lap early, will he have enough at the end of the race to defend his position? That we'll see towards the end. There's Brad Martin and Harrison Tebb coming out of the...
And then we've got Bryce Roll coming up behind these two. Just a little bit in the background there.
Yeah, so unfortunately Bryce Roll came into the pit, served a penalty, so that's cost him a fair bit. He's still in P7. He's got Eli Newman and Scott Fitzsimons behind him. And that's Scott Fitzsimons in the Ned Whiskey entry.
In P9 at the moment, Scott.
Nice Ford Mustang company car. And we've got Eli Newman in the Castrol Ford Mustang as well. Both Team Kelly racing, but Eli Newman racing for Leadfoot Racing. So he's going down the main straight, hitting top gear. He's got Sean Stafford chasing him down behind as well in the Penrite. Nicely through turn 1.
Yeah, I definitely got to say I do like that Castrol livery though on that car.
Beautiful on track, definitely.
Yeah.
And another livery I personally like is Craig Broadbent, who's out in the lead at the moment. You can see the gap there to Scott Flack. Actually, the top two, the lime green and the lime with the orange, it's a very citrus front end of the pack, would you say?
Yeah, and can't forget about Scott Fitzsimons' Ned Whiskey livery either.
Oh, yes.
That's
Bit of
one of my
lime to
favourites.
go with the Ned Whiskey.
That's it, yeah. I can't pass up that Ned Whiskey livery.
I'm feeling quite thirsty right now.
Yeah, I definitely could go for Ned Whiskey actually.
Well, see how Baker's just locked up. That's Eli Newman. So Baker's not dropped back, but he's from his pit stop. We're waiting for Bradley Martin. We'll see where Bradley Martin is, because he's... Oh, here he comes. So Martin is coming in 2 laps later than David Baker. He's coming in for his second set, so we know that he's in the pits. You can see the left side going up. As soon as it drops 1, 2, he should be off, and there he goes. So
He's
that's
coming down the main straight.
So where's Baker now? Coming down the main straight. Oh, they're going to come side by side. You watch this. Exiting pit lane, round turn 1. You should see Baker in the foreground. There he is in the Racecentre Mustang. 2 Mustangs racing up to turn 2, and Baker's done it. He's got, I won't say the jump, but he's maintained that position, which is a great effort from David Baker. And Bradley Martin's got the fresher tyres, so he'll be right on the back of Baker, and within half a lap, 2 laps, I'd say.
No, yeah, David Baker played his cards perfectly then to make sure he stayed in Bradley Martin after the pit stops, and he's put it perfectly. Hats off to David Baker for that call.
Well, this is where the race is on at the moment. We'll see where Harrison Tebb is. He looks like he's out on his own at the moment. My calculations, he should be in P6 or P5. P3, of course, because the other 2 have actually pitted.
Yeah.
So Harrison Tebb's yet to pit. Was that him rolling in? No. So he's going round again. So the battle at the moment between Bradley Martin and David Baker.
Bradley Martin in 6th place, David in P5, and then it looks like just ahead of him there. So
that's Sean Stafford. It is. It's Sean Stafford in the Penrite. Brad Martin trying to get up behind. Here he comes.
He's got a run on David Baker in the top 1. Oh, David Baker continues to play on the outside.
Baker on the outside, side by side. Here they come.
Coming in the turn 2.
Oh, he's got the inside line. Has he got the grip to make it stick? He does. He's got up in a P5 at the moment.
David Baker down the P6. David Baker will be looking to get that position back.
Yeah, you can see him keeping the pressure on Bradley Martin, really wanting to burn up those fresh tyres as they come on the back of Sean Stafford. Sean's been doing a great job. So now this is a three-way battle. We've got 4th, 5th and 6th right there in front of the screen.
I've seen David Baker race some go-karts here at Entertainment Park, and he's got some incredible driving skill, not only on the race league but also on the go-karts. Like, he always has his head down, he's always super focused, and he always wants to get that job done. So David Baker's definitely got the concentration.
Well, we saw earlier tonight on the driver cam, David really tilts ahead and really has the eyes focused as Brad Martin goes wide, trying to get more momentum, but that's opening the gap for Baker to close in. Oh, there it is. God, I don't know where to look. Keep your eyes on all of them. You can see them all in one shot.
Yeah, this could be quite nasty going to the 10-1.
David Baker on the outside and Sean Stafford just there, so it's three ways.
No, this is a good little three-way battle. This is what we like to see, especially for the viewers that are watching this live stream. We like to see close, intense battles. We like to see people with the seats, especially with this close contact racing. So now this is great stuff.
Well, Baker got up the inside. That's a fantastic move, and he wants the position again, but Sean's just moved over to try and protect that turn 4. Perfectly legal, but Baker's put the pressure on. He's getting the position. 4th, 5th and 6th right there, but the names are going to change in those positions as we've got Baker up into 4th, Sean into 5. Just gets a little tap from Martin, and Martin backs off to let him go. That's the right move to do with the driver etiquette at the Racecentre leagues.
Yeah, that kind of ended a lot worse from Sean, but he was lucky that it was only a minor slide and he was able to not lose that too much time to David Baker. So yeah, that was pretty lucky for it right there.
Okay, so we see them spreading out a little bit. We'll just cross to Craig Broadbent, who's pretty much dominated since lap 5 or 6. We're currently on lap 18 at the moment. 8 laps to go. And he's got quite a margin ahead of Scott Flack. We'll see where Scott Flack's at the moment. Oh, uncharacteristic mistake there. But that's okay because he's still in P2, quite safe. And Harrison Tebb should be in P3, which he is. Now he's on the hards. Was he on the hards? Yes, he's on the hard compound.
Yeah, the hard compound tyres. Yep.
So that should be the yellow compound. We've lost our time. He's really struggling in race 3. Like the first race was in the wet and he was just on fire. But yeah, maybe he's cooking the tyres a bit too much or went with the wrong strategy. I think now that he's spent 18 laps on these hards, he can't really afford to come in and change for softs because he's got not much left to get the position back. If he does that, he really wants to hold P3 and just make these hards work, but you can see him struggling in a couple of corners as he comes onto the main straight.
Yeah, as you know from experience, Shane, from being like a big motorsport fan, you know, every race is different. You could do good in one race and then, you know, might not have that same momentum or that same race pace in the next race afterwards. So, you know, each race is different. It's all part of motorsport, and you'll have your good days, you'll have your good races and your bad races. But we'll see if Harrison Tab can find that extra race pace to catch up to.
And that's the difference between a good team and a solid team that's always up the front is minimising those mistakes. You know, you got to. It looks like Bryce Royal's just DNF, so he's parked it in the garage. So he'll finish the race in P3. So that means Eli Newman will move up into P7, which means Scott Fitzsimons will be in P8.
Yeah, that's a shame for Bryce Royal. Yeah, he won't be happy with that DNF, especially in race 3. But you know, Bryce Royal had a good race. You know, just the car just couldn't last the 26 laps. So no, hopefully Bryce Royal can bring it back in the next race in round 2.
Yeah, really had a good start on that race too as well. He was up towards the front end of on the early laps, so very unfortunate for him. Hopefully we'll see him back at Symmons Plains next week. So if you're tuning in, make sure you watch us next week as we head to Symmons Plains back to back. We're a bit late on the Sydney Motorsport Park round because we were affected by some flooding here at Entertainment Park in Bankstown, as our NBN provider suffered some flooding in the pits, so that affected our ability to host the event and bring this beautiful stream to you. So here we are for round 1, and next week back to back round 2 at Symmons Plains, so we hope you come back and join us for that.
Yeah, not much you can do about weather with nature, unfortunately.
We've got a plug on as Bradley Martin has, just taking P4 from Sean Stafford at the moment. Oh, and Harrison Tebb's in the pits for another set, so he's dropped back into P6.
So he must have been, sorry Shane, yeah, he must have burned out those hard tyres, so he had to come in and change.
We saw him struggling, so he's probably made the right decision, but he probably could have done with doing that at least 2 to 3 laps earlier. But we'll see, he's in P6. This is 4th and 5th, so he's definitely going to chase these two down. That means David Baker will be up into P3.
Yeah, that's good for David Baker.
So that strategy of, you know, the 50-50 is definitely paying off at the moment, but you can see the two guys following him behind. So, this is getting juicy. 21 laps. We've only got 5 to go.
This is going to be the most exciting 5 laps in my life, I think, Shane.
Oh wow, that's a big call. It's your first call with us, so wow, that's amazing. Craig Broadbent still in P1, but was that the flash of Scott Flack behind?
No, Craig Broadbent's just overlapped Scott Fitzsimons, I think it is.
Okay, and the Ned Whiskey. Yep, you're right.
Yeah,
sorry.
Yep.
I was thinking of the lime and the whiskey still. I still haven't got my head out of that picture yet. Anyway, we'll go back up to P3. David Baker. Solid job. P3 for number 3 in the Racecentre Ford Mustang, doing a fantastic job. Very proud of his sponsors at the moment, and the sponsors are proud of him being in P3 at the moment. Let's hope he can hold it out for the remainder of the race.
Bradley Martin's catching back up at stop. He's not that far behind.
He is a bit quicker there, isn't he? He's definitely closing in, and he's dropped Sean Stafford off behind. I just saw a car parked there. Eli Newman. Probably on old tyres, not too sure there. I know Eli's keen to master the V8s as well as the British touring cars, and 2 completely different cars to master, to be honest. 2 different driving styles. I just read an article on Fabian Coulthard saying that he loves the TCRs, but it's teaching him the bad things when it comes to the V8. So totally different cars to master. One being a front wheel drive, and the V8's definitely being a rear wheel drive.
Yeah, as we're watching Craig Broadbent at the moment, just nailing those lap times in. We've got 4 laps to go, so he can pretty much, just slow down, look after his tyres, and just, save the car to the end and make sure he gets it home.
Well, I think from the pit counter, he hasn't actually pitted, so this is 1 set of softs. He's doing the whole 26 laps. That's amazing. When Harrison Tebb's on the hards and he's already pitted. Actually, we'll go back to Harrison Tebb because where is he now? P6, chasing down P5, and he is getting a bit closer, but he's only got, what, 4 laps to go, and he's got to close down 3 positions if he's going to make that pit stop useful for him. So that's Harrison. We've got Sean Stafford, first race with us, doing a great job in P5 at the moment, averaging P4 out of the first 2 races.
Yeah, hats off to Sean Stafford for his performance in his first race with us, and then he'll become, you know, a top runner, you know, further down the track. So, no, good to see Sean doing well in P5. And Harrison Tebb is getting a little bit closer. Oh, they just
bump together. That's not too bad. That's V8 racing, as it's a drag race.
And then Harrison Tebb with the inside line. He's might pull in front going around the first corner.
See
he does.
Tebb going. Sean going on the outside, and he should hit the apex a lot harder, but Tebb's got those fresher tyres. He's only just pitted, what, 3 laps ago.
And he's on the soft now, correct?
Yes. So Tebb's now up in the P5.
And then Harrison Tebb really pulling away from Stafford here.
Wow, that's a quarter of the lap, and he's pulled at least a second ahead. So his next target will be Bradley Martin up the road in P4, just getting squirrely, and Baker just in front of him as well.
We're seeing an excellent battle between Bradley Martin and David Baker for that 3rd position. Baker will do everything he can to try and hold off Bradley Martin to try and get that last spot on the podium, and I'm thinking about that podium finish as well. So we can see a really good battle between these two in the last 2 laps or so.
We're on lap 24, so what's that, 2 laps ago? We'll quickly go through the field, see where Craig Broadbent's circulating. Definitely still out front, no doubt about that. Providing he doesn't make any mistake, it looks like he'll take the top step, I should say. Scott Flack closing in behind him, actually.
Yeah, Scott Flack's only a few corners behind. The only problem at the moment is I think Scott Flack is running out of laps to do anything about Craig at the moment. And then they've got Eli Newman in between them as well. So
yeah, and Scott hasn't pitted either by the looks of it, so he's still running on his original set of hards. So that's okay, so that's Flack in P2, Baker in P3 still, and that's Bradley Martin right behind him. That's our closest battle so far. But we know Harrison Tebb's flying at the moment, setting the fastest sectors as he's coming up. Oh, look at him close up. That's a gap right there. 3 guys right in front of you. That's Baker, Martin and Tebb. Here he comes. Look out, guys. There's 2 laps to go, and Tebb is on the charge.
yeah, Tebb's making good work on those fresh tyres, and then Scott Fitzsimon's just getting out of the way of the battle.
That's a nice job. He hasn't made any impact on these 3, so this is we'll go down to the wire towards the end.
Oh, and Scott just ran over the bump on the inside.
There's a Ned Whiskey stand up there, and he wanted a quick top up or something. I still can't get my head out of the Ned Whiskey and Lime.
Yeah, I think there was Ned Whiskey stand, and I think he was just going to grab this one. James,
oh, he heard us. Well, he's always working. He's always representing Ned. He heard us talk about it. He wants to give us one back in the commentary box when he gets back in the pits.
Yeah, big ups for Scott Fitzsimons for doing that. Definitely looking forward to that, Ned Whiskey.
Oh, Tebb now right on the back of Martin.
Tebb's actually flying with 1 lap to go. Can he overtake these two?
Oh, he's got the drive up the hill. He's going to get the inside line.
And here he goes. He's got the inside, and he's through.
There he goes. He gets a job. Martin is still squirreling at the back there, so maybe he's struggling on heating up the rears, getting on the loud pedal a bit too much. Just doesn't have enough towards the end. So we are on lap 26, and Tebb's on the charge. to Baker, so we'll go up. So that's Teb up into 4. Will he make it P3?
Oh, David Baker with a bit of a slide coming out of the last corner, so he's lost a little bit of time to Harrison Teb coming down the straight.
By my calculations, we should be... Oh, that was the last lap. I do apologise. Looks like Craig Broadbent has taken out the win.
I just saw Harrison Teb just go straight off the track at the end of turn 1 then.
Well, he doesn't have to hand the car back, obviously. He's just thrown it straight in the wall, and Scott Flack right next to him finishing P2, and that's David Baker holding out for P3. So that's an awesome job. He's pumped. He is so pumped for that position. He's cheering on inside Entertainment Park here as he's driving on one of our full motion simulators. As you saw earlier in our driver cam, he's
taking out a few of the cones.
He doesn't care. Give us a burnout. No, he needs to bring it back to pit. So that's a great job from David Baker taking out P3. But Craig Broadbent P1, Scott Flack next to him P2, David Baker P3. That leaves Harrison Teb stuck in the mud in P4. Just didn't make it. I think if he pitted maybe 1 or 2 laps earlier, he would have had that position. So, but I'm sure Baker's happy with that. That was Brad Martin in 5. Sean Stafford finishing in P6. And I think that was Eli Newman in P7. There he goes, just doing a victory lap for his team. The beautiful livery of the Castrol Ford Mustang. And here's Whiskey and Lime. No, he's parked it already, so he's up walking towards the commentary box, I hope. So
to give us that end whiskey.
Absolutely. And as mentioned before, Bryce Roll finishing in P9. So that completes race 3, round 1. Make sure you tune in. I'll just bring up the rest of the schedule. So next week you'll see us at Simmons Plains on the 23rd of March. So make sure you tune in and join us. And thank you, Dave, for your time. Really appreciate your co-commentary there.
No worries. Thanks for having me, Shane. I had a heap of fun, commentating on those really close on all the drivers. And I'll see you guys next time.
All right. Ciao for now.